Hello and welcome to another vlog video. This vlog isn't going to be very long. It's just about me making some preparations for my book launch for my Christian and historical fiction novel, The Pact of Freedom. I'm just going to show just a couple photos and things that I put together for my novel, The Pact of Freedom, and show what image that I am going to be using for my A+ content that I'm planning to put on the actual product page. I'm also going to show some worksheets that I've made for myself for the marketing campaign, as well as it's a train. As well as for my book launch, I made a prep list for myself and a checklist that I can go over after completing everything that I want to do for the book launch. But after that, I'm just going to do a sit-down chat about a couple things, and that will conclude this 6th vlog. So, over here is the image that I am considering using for my A+ content, and the reason why is because, as you can see on the cover, a lot of the colors within the cover is also inside of this picture here that I made from AI images. So, that's why I think I'm going to use this image here of the cotton field for the 3 modules of my A+ content. On one of the modules, I was thinking of putting a nutshell overview, or just like a phrase or something on the first one, and then the middle one, I was thinking of putting a review, and then on the last one, the third one, I was thinking of putting a book quote. So that is how I think I may actually set up my A+ content. I also made a photo collage here. I made a photo collage here, as you can see, of different scenes from the actual story. I have here an image to represent Millie's father, Master Wade Crabtree here, and then I have an image here of Millie's father's naval Colt pistol and his gold compass that she took along with her on the journey north. I have some hounds here. There's a scene in one chapter where they're actually chased by dogs. And then I have an image here to represent Noah Shepherd, one of the abolitionists in the story, who is a violinist. This image here of the young lady here just represents Millie, as she is a writer, and she has a dream of being a children's fiction writer. And then I just have here an image of a black lady here holding a cloth of apples and biscuits, because that is what Marge, one of the slave women, took along with them to eat on for a few days on the beginning of their journey. And then I have an image here of the 2 abolitionists that her father, Master Crabtree, hired to go after Millie and the runaway slaves. And then here I just have a candle, as in one of the scenes, old Quaker man has a candle in a 4-square window, so that's what I have in this last image, because during the slavery times of the Fugitive Slave Act, during that time period of the 1850s, people was putting candles and lanterns in windows to let different fugitives know where they can find safe houses. So that's what this picture here represents. But I just put this photo collage together, which I have put on my Pinterest, and then I want to do another one that shows all of the different locations, or the states rather, that they travel to. So I also have another photo collage that I'm going to try to put together for that. But again, this is the photo that I'm going to use for my A+ content. So I have the 3 modules laid out. I think I may have to actually put backgrounds on the text, because whether the text is in black or white, on some of the modules, it just, you can't really see the text too well. So I'm going to try to change this one as white as well. But, it's kind of hard on the eyes, as you can see here. So I think I'm going to put a background on the text so that they stand out a little more, and so that people can actually read the text easier. But, and this section here, I just put a little example in here for the book review, because I haven't yet got a response back yet about the review that I'm supposed to be getting from Prairie Books Review, the Prairie's book review. So I just put this in here for now. But if I get a good review, then I guess I'll pull that into here in this section for the second module. But I think I'm going to put some background, like a background shape on the text, just so it stands out a little bit better. Okay, so this is what I have as of now. There's a chance that I might change it, but I just decided to add in some backgrounds of some brown shapes here around text, just so that the text stands out a little bit better. And I've added a quote here. I just try to pick out one of my favorite or best quotes in the book, and I just chose this one here from Millie's narration, because she is the narrator of this story, which is, rather than accept life as it was, I wanted the freedom to explore the world, live my own dreams, and grasp the pleasures of life, liberty, and happiness. So that's the book quote that I just decided to pick out from the story for the 3rd module. And again, I have to wait until I can get my review back to try to put something in the middle here for the book review section. And then I just have a phrase here: a Christian and historical fiction read, perfect for teen-age girls and women. So this is how it looks so far. Again, I might end up changing this, but as of now, this is how my A+ content looks. So this here is a marketing campaign worksheet that I made up for myself, just planning my strategy that I'm intending to take for my social media. And I am also considering doing possibly a book signing event. I just wrote down some ideas of different things based on the items that I want to use for a table display along with my books. On this worksheet here, I just have a book launch day prep list to prepare myself for the launch. And then on the other worksheet here, I just have a checklist to make sure that I have done everything that I needed to do for the book launch. So I'm going to start filling these worksheets out today, and just hopefully things go well with this book launch. So I have been wanting to do a sit-down chat for a while about various different things. I am a complex person who sees things at different angles, so I'm not a one-sided type of person. But I just wanted to discuss various different things, so this conversation will probably be all over the place. But first off, I just wanted to talk about my book, The Pact of Freedom. Obviously, it has taken me a while to get this book completed and done. But considering the fact it is my first historical fiction novel, I just wanted to take my time with this and just try to make it the best that I can, because I know how people can be kind of picky about certain genres, especially like historical fiction, if things aren't accurate and whatnot. But I've done my research and just tried to make the story as believable as I could. But I just moved at my own pace, with getting the story done and expanding it over time after getting some edits done by my editor, and just really trying to make the story as best as I can, and especially the time range, and how long it would take them to get to certain locations within the story and stuff, because transportation was different in the 1850s. It took longer to get to places by horse and wagon than it does by car today. So I just really tried to make things as accurate as I could, and as best as I could for the Pact of Freedom. Historical fiction isn't my primary genre, but this story I just decided to go ahead and write anyways, because I just really like the story and the friendship between Millie and Pearl in the story, and how they just, despite the situation that they were dealing with of slavery and all that, how they looked out for one another and had one another's back. And just the message behind the story of loving your neighbor and treating one another like human beings despite the differences of ethnicity or skin color and things like that. And considering how the times are now in the 21st century, I think that now around this time is a perfect time to release this book. And you know, because how things are within the U.S. now, how the U.S. is more divided now, and one moment, at one point, when it came to racism, it was more hush-hush. You know, aside from the civil rights movement and, you know, how things was during the 20s with a lot of lynch mobs and stuff like that, aside from those time periods, racism was pretty much on the low. But now it's like people is becoming more bold about it, and yeah, it's like a repeat of history is beginning all over again, seems like now. And I think releasing the Pact of Freedom is a story that just needs to be released in today's time. And you know, just so people can recall how things was, you know, during slavery time, and how in a way they still kind of are, because slavery is actually still going on. It's just in a more secretive way now, because there is human trafficking and all those types of things that are going on, even though many people don't really like talking about it. But, you know, it's still going on today, you know, in our country and around the world. Maybe it will inspire others, especially in the religious world, as I discuss about how the scriptures in the Holy Bible was misused to manipulate slaves and all those types of things, and how the character of Jesus is really what matters, not his skin color. But that is something that many people misuse, you know, having quote unquote Jesus be white or quote unquote black. But, you know, what really matters is the life that he lived and the patterns that he left behind for us to follow. So I just make mention of that as well within the story. So, but yeah, this story took a while to finish, but I am thankful and thank the Lord that I was able to complete it. And I just hope that this launch be successful and that people enjoy the story when it releases. As far as me, I'm just the type that moves at her own pace, you know. And primarily, I just like to have fun with writing. So I don't really believe in getting caught up in the mainstream media of proving that I'm productive, because that's one thing that I think writers should take into consideration is not to get so caught up in all of that and just have fun with writing, not always get caught up in proving to others that you're being productive or successful, and to just have fun with the craft. Because the majority of us, that's why we started in the first place. I know that's why I started writing. It was just to have fun with it, not to prove to anybody anything. So I think it's important to, just have fun. Keep in mind to just have fun with the craft, because if you get too caught up in all of the productivity and proving to others that you're getting things done and stuff, then it can just cause you to lose the purpose behind why you started, to lose sight on why you started writing in the first place. And that's what can also cause the whole competition and comparison and all those types of things, which is what I try to stay away from. Because I don't really care about competition. Maybe some have it in their minds that I am secretly competing with them, but I'm not, and I I don't really care about competition or comparison. Maybe some think or have thought that I'm trying to outsmart them or something, but I just like using my creativity, and I just come up with things that work for me, It's not like I'm trying to outdo anybody or anything, but I think because of the fact that I have came up with different ideas that others haven't really thought of, that maybe it may have made some feel insecure. But, I just like to use my creativity, and I just share things, that could be helpful to others. I be supportive of other writers' channels, and every now and then show up and interact on other authors' channels, but me personally, I don't really consider myself to be a part of ArthurTube. I'm just pretty much an author on YouTube who's in her own lane. Some writers may write for various different reasons or purposes. With me, the reason I write is because I want to be able to create some type of positive impact on people. It's not merely just to entertain people, I write stories to encourage and inspire people, and to, help people to have hope and just have faith in God to help them overcome whatever it is that they're trying to overcome within their life, the adversities of life, and to get them to consider things that maybe they never thought to consider before, so that's pretty much why I write, and just to tell the truth, about different things. Some people take offense to what you say, but I'm just a truth teller, and when I put up different quotes and things like that, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to do with me. It's just something that I just thought to share, an insight, or maybe on behalf of someone else or something sometimes. But because not only do I believe in just telling the truth, but I also believe in being a voice for the voiceless, because some people feel like they don't have a voice. I just believe in also using my writing for that purpose as well, to just tell the truth about different things. And being this type of person, it can seem like a threat to some people. And I know I am a threat to some people, just because of that. Or, just because of my authenticity. Because, a lot of people do not confront their own insecurities, and I think that just does a disgrace to people when they don't do that. A lot of the time when people project, it's because of their own insecurities. It's easier for most people to project than to self-reflect and to look within at themselves, but being able to do that, it helps to set one free. If a person is competing with somebody who is not competing with them, I think that's a lost cause and a waste of time. So, I just don't really care about all the competition and stuff, because that's not why I do what I do. You don't always have to share what it is that you're doing, all the time. There's nothing wrong with just working and getting things done in silence without anybody knowing anything, and just working in peace. You don't always have to share what you got going on. And I don't really believe in doing that either, because I know how sometimes people can misuse information, and can be too newsy and want to get all in your business and stuff. And, it's just helpful, and it's just good to just have a private life, because silence is golden. And it's okay to just keep some things to yourself, You don't have to tell all your personal business. And yeah. And that's something that I've learned to do, is to not overshare too much about what I got going on. And especially, any vulnerabilities about myself, because some people misuse your vulnerabilities and weaponize them. And some people they do that to build up their own ego, and so that they feel better about themselves. That's why some people want to know your personal business and what you got going on and stuff, because it just allows certain people to misuse that information about you, but that's one thing that I don't really do anymore, because I know everybody can't be trusted anyway. So yeah, it's just not a good idea for anybody to do that, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just wise to be careful of what you put up online in your social media. But yeah, I just believe in moving at my own pace and just being in my own lane. That's pretty much my perspectives on some things. And, just for encouragement to anyone who's trying to get anything done or just have some goals or whatnot, to be encouraged and just don't allow the opinions of others to define your success or to determine how successful you'll become. If you keep a determined mindset and put in the work, the hard work, you can succeed, And I think something also to keep in mind is to disregard the opinions of other people who aren't even trying to do what you're trying to do, because it doesn't really make sense for somebody to have so much to say, and to criticize you when they're not even trying to do what you're trying to do, or have ever done what you're trying to do. Just stay encouraged and work toward whatever it is that you're trying to do, and build up discipline, and just try to improve your time management and things like that, and work on your organization, because that also can be helpful. It's just staying organized. Don't allow other people to hold you back, because that's what some people want you to do. They don't want you to get ahead because they're scared of you. They're scared of you surpassing them, so they don't want you to get but so far in life, some people. But, yeah. Just stay encouraged and don't give up. Alright, this ends the 6th vlog. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for more writing and writing related vlogs in the future. This concludes this video, and thank you for watching.